for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night. Guess who's back?
Back again.
We're back.
Tell a friend. All the friends.
Do it, damn it. So, hello.
Hello.
Are you smoking?
Oh, I got a compliment on my mask shirt yesterday. I'm so excited.
Yeah, he's like in love with, what's his face? Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey. Wow.
I always want to say Jim Curry, but that's Tim Curry. And then it's like a spiral
I don't know
of
who that is.
Tim Curry is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I've never seen it, but I know
that is going to be on the list. I'm going to.
Well, there we go. Another one we can add.
Anyway, so I got him a Mask because Mask is his favorite movie. I'm surprised you haven't suggested watching Mask yet.
I know, right? That's going to be one of them, though. 100%.
You need to start making a list of stuff that we need.
You need to start making a list.
I'm about to punch you in the back. Anyway, so he has this. I got him a Mask shirt for like your birthday, I think.
Anniversary, birthday.
It's
basically the same.
Yeah, because we got married the day before his birthday because I know he would only remember it.
Yeah, I can never forget now, which is perfect.
Anyway, so I got him this Mask shirt that says "Smokin'," and this one dude said he liked it.
Yeah, the restaurant I went to yesterday, he was like, "Man, I like your shirt," and I even hear him say it. Wifey's like, "Babe, he's complimenting your shirt." And I'm like, "Oh man, it's my favorite movie." He's like, "Hey, mine too."
So he was like 12, so that's like impressive.
Yeah, he was a young kid,
Not
so
12,
I was kind of like
able to work.
Well, yeah, he's working in a restaurant, so he has to be at least 18 because I don't think he was a host, but still.
So we have a refresher today of what we are discussing. So we watched Sweet Girl with Jason Mimosa.
Jason Mimosa.
I know that's not how you say it, but
it just sounds better.
Because
Jason
it's a delightful
Mimosa.
drink, and he's a delightful person.
He is a delightful person. He's awesome.
And our topic is bad dates.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we're doing today. Just a heads up, there are going to be spoilers for the movie. So if you haven't watched it, what the fuck are you doing on this podcast?
Yep, you should definitely watch it first then.
So Sweet Girl, just to give a synopsis from IMDb, and it is rated R for violence and language. A devastated husband vows to bring justice to the people responsible for his wife's death while protecting the only family he has left, his daughter. And just to let you know, that total it was one sentence. That little paragraph I read.
Nice.
And a comma.
Just one comma.
One comma. And ironically, it had a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. We had Jason Mimosa, Jason Momoa, Isabella Merced. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
But
last
she played Dora the Explorer.
Oh, nice. Never seen it, but
I just remember Triangulo. When I was a teacher in Korea, I would let the kids watch Dora the Explorer, but it was hilarious because they're teaching them Spanish when we're supposed to be teaching them English. And so I had this cute kid who barely talked. Like, he was adorable. I named him Clark. It was so cute. He had like the perfect little like swiped over hair.
Clark Kent hair.
Yeah. And he was just sitting there watching. He was waiting for his mom. She was late, and he was watching it, and the Dora was like, "Repeat after me, Triangulo," and he like said Triangulo. And he's like this little 3-year-old saying Triangulo.
Triangulo.
It was really cute. Okay, so then we have Manuel Garcia Rolfo, and then Adria. Okay, you guys need to have easier names. Fuck. Adria Arjona, Amy Brennan, and Milena Rivero, Justin Bartha, and a bunch of other people that are smaller. The director is Brian Andrew Mendoza, and the writers were Greg Hurwitz and Philip Eisner. So that's the rundown. It was an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah, an hour and 50 minutes. Almost, basically 2 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty good. For me personally, I don't like action movies, so I get a little bored.
But it's not fully actiony. I mean, I just like...
A lot of people got stuff broken.
Huh? Yeah, well, that's true. Well, one dude got his arm, like, cut right on the freaking, like, what is it? Tendons or what is the other one?
On the elbow?
Well, yeah, on the elbow, but on the top part of it. Like, so right here. He got cut
elbow
right
pit?
there. Elbow pit. Yeah, there you go. That works. So I'm pretty sure his arm is never going to work again. It was like
he's dead now.
Well, yeah, he did get shot in the head, so yeah,
So
that
it
kind of
really
works.
is. It's definitely not
I
going to
don't
work.
think it's that important anymore. But when I first saw it, I thought he was going to survive.
And he got shot right in the head.
Yeah, right in the head.
But overall,
So, I mean, what'd you think about it?
It was okay. I'm not like it had a lot of twists and turns, and I called it. I totally called it. The Congresswoman was part of it. Again, spoiler, people, like if you haven't seen it yet and are going to watch it, you can skip over this portion or just listen to it and just enjoy knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, right.
So the Congresswoman, Diana something.
Diana Morgan.
Wow. You can remember that, but
It was a sign. I saw there was like, I'm a visual person. There was a bunch of signs that said Diana Morgan.
So anytime I need you to do something, I need to write it down and then put it in front of your face.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Just
Just put a post-it note
just
on your forehead.
do like a little sticky thing on my forehead and have it come out and just dangling right in front of my face.
I can see you playing with it.
Like tee, 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 tee.
So I called it that Diana Morgan was a bad person, obviously,
She was the head honcho of all the conspiracies going on in there.
And then I really wanted what's his face? The hunter, I guess.
Oh, the hitman? They don't
hitman.
have a name. His name is Hitman.
Hitman, I guess the hitman. I was really hoping it was not like a hitman that was hired by Diana. I wanted him to have the same problem as Jason Mimosa.
You said that he lost like someone to the bioprime.
And they were both like,
Yeah,
out to
she's
get him
like,
off.
oh yeah, he lost like a close family member to bioprime and he's just taking revenge. I was like, yep, you're right, babe. She's like, you're lying, aren't you? I was like, well, just keep watching. I'm not going to tell you. Because I kept telling her, I was like, there's a huge twist in this movie that, like,
I got it right.
You can kind of see it, but then, like, because when they first show it, they show him, like, it looks like he's dying. But then they come back, and it shows him, like, still moving and breathing and all that. So, and then the next scene, it's, like, her waking up, and then him being by the punching bag. She's like, okay, he did survive.
That
you're like,
thing, oh, my God. When he said, you're doing it again. She's like, you're watching it. So her dad took over to watch the news, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she got possessed by her dad.
She kind of was possessed by her dad, like in a way. That was like the way it was showing it. Because that's why they kept telling her, like, no, what is your name? Say your name. Like,
yeah, that conversation was weird to me. I was going to bring that up before I realized that she was Jason Mimosa.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Momoa. So that's why I was like, sitting here, like, this is not normal. Like, that's
there was some things that that they say. That's why I wanted to watch it again, because like you can kind of pick out, be like, okay, yeah. But when you first see it, you don't really catch up onto it, or you don't really catch it.
To be honest, I should have caught up on it that quicker than I did.
I'm glad you didn't, because that means it worked.
I got one of the twists, dude.
You did. I mean, see, the thing was that you got the major one, but then, like I said, it's just a scene that they show afterwards where they show him still breathing and moving. You're like, oh, he did survive. And then the next scene, he's in it. So you're like, okay, I guess he didn't die. So the whole time you're thinking it's him, and they kept showing him until the end.
But a huge plot hole that I still see as like an issue. Her dad died at the age of 16. She was 16 years old when her dad died. She would not have been left alone. She would not have. She had no source of income. She had nothing. And so it showed that she was living by herself.
She was living by herself.
But this is, of course, 2 years after. But
maybe she left the scene before anyone showed up. That's the only thing I can think of.
And who's going to pay her bills? That's the question. Like, who's going to pay her bills? She has an apartment.
Maybe she talked to the landlord and was like, hey, I'm here by myself. The landlord's not going to know how old she is. It's like my parents he probably gave her, or he or she probably gave her a pass because both her parents were just murdered. Well, one died of cancer, kind of murdered because they didn't want to give her the medicine.
It's not the fact that they didn't want to. They just couldn't afford it, which is stupid.
Yeah, because they marked it up so much. But then that other company, Bioprime, they're bringing out the same thing, but way cheaper. But then they took it off the market. That was the whole thing.
Do you realize that's actually happening?
Yeah, that happens all the time. There was this, I heard this one story, because it's kind of on the same basis. This one kid, I think a friend told me about it, but like he all of a sudden I think he went numb from like the waist down or neck down. Like he was fine one day and all of a sudden just no feeling at whatsoever, just disappeared. And there was this medicine that you can take, but they end up it was thousands of dollars. Well, they end up making this generic version of it, and it was way, way, way cheaper, but the results were better than that other medicine that they were handing out that was super expensive. Well, somehow the mom or the parents were able to get it for the kid and took it, and it was like night and day. It just went from everything was being fine, but at first they couldn't get it. So like this kid was gonna have to be paralyzed for the rest of his life. But luckily that company didn't take it off the market, and they were able to afford it and get the medicine. But I mean, yeah, that shit happens every day.
That's depressing.
It's very
But
freaking depressing.
The funny thing is, it's only in America that's really happening, because in Canada and all other countries, it's universal health care. People are happy.
And like, don't even have to pay for healthcare like in Canada and some other places?
Once I actually looked this up, we could move to Canada, but we wouldn't get on the universal health care until we lived there for 7 years.
7 years? Jeez, that's a long time.
It's free.
So like, how would we get insurance before? We just have to pay for it, I guess?
I think it's like the same pricing since we're American citizens, something like that. It's not, I don't think it's as expensive, but it's still, you still have to pay for it. In Korea, I almost chopped off my finger, and I had to go to the hospital and have surgery on it. I stayed in the hospital for 3 days. I went on a Saturday and then got out on Monday, I think. Something like that.
2 days. But...
something like that. And I was terrified because I didn't have a savings account in Korea. I just got there 3 months before, so I was just kind of getting on my feet. Yes, that is the saying.
Struggle is real.
Anyway, so I was in there freaking out a little bit because I didn't have a lot of money in my bank account. I just got like maybe two paychecks, and we only got paid once a month. It was not every other week.
Gross.
It wasn't bad. They pay you a huge lump sum.
I mean, yeah, if you get quite a bit of money, yeah, but then you got to be careful not to spend it all. But anyway,
that was hard.
That's the hardest part.
And at the end of the month, it was very tight. Some months, but other months it was fine. And so I checked out. I had health insurance, but it's weird for Korea. Like, you only have like a certain amount that covers it because I was a foreigner, and so it was a split thing. Anyway, so I go to the checkout. It was $100 total for me to stay there.
For your surgery, to stay there for 2 days, and then like probably medicine afterwards.
Funny, I woke up halfway through that surgery too, and I freaked out the surgeon.
They're like, "Oh my god!"
They had my arms plastered to this board thing, and I was looking at them, watching them do surgery on my finger, and the doctor looked up at my face, and he didn't speak English, but the nurse that was with him, he did, and so told me to call him Big Brother, and so he was like, "Oh, Big Brother's gonna let you go back to sleep now," and he was trying to be really calm, but the doctor freaked out. He was like screaming at everybody. It's just my body processes medicine faster. It takes a lot more to do anything to me.
Give you like a horse trank.
Pretty much, because the same thing happened when I had surgery on my wisdom teeth. They put me out, and I woke up halfway through, and the dentist like screamed at everybody, and I knew all the words he was saying.
Jeez Louise. It seemed like when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, like I woke up in the middle of it. Like I thought it was a quick process. Apparently I was back there for like an hour, but it seemed like it was like 5 minutes.
And take it out in pieces.
Yeah, they cut it in half and they pull them out, and I had to do all 4 at one time, so that was fun.
I only had 3.
But then like afterwards, it was just bleeding everywhere, and you had to put gauze in your mouth, and like
I made my mom touch my face because it felt weird to me, and I'm like, "Mom, touch my face." And it doesn't feel any different to me. Kate, it doesn't feel any different, and I just was really adamant about her touching my face. No, you gotta touch it.
You gotta touch it.
And I had like gauze stuck in my mouth, and
when it like was sticky, it was pretty gross. But anyway,
back to the
movie. Like, yeah, that stuff definitely does still happen nowadays, and there's a lot of things similar that happen like that too that we're not supposed to know about. But I mean, it's like all these movies. It's like You know, the whole overpopulation thing. That's like a true thing as well. 'Cause you have like 50 movies recently that are all about it, especially one of the main ones, which is the Avengers. Like
Oh yeah.
that like whole three
Thanos.
movie thing. Yeah, Thanos was about the overpopulation of it. So it's just crazy how like this stuff is happening and we're like either blind or naive or just don't care to like realize
Most of
it.
it nowadays nobody cares anymore except for the random people.
Of a select handful of people. But like medicine should be a lot more easier to acquire. Jeez Louise. Easierly.
Taking a drink as you're really struggling was not the best.
Probably not the best idea.
More easilier. That's a new
More
word.
easierly. That's a new word. I just made it up. It's going in the dictionary next year for sure. 100%.
Should be on a t-shirt.
Yeah, it should be on a t-shirt. Like easy ear. Jeez, I can't even say it now. So how would you rate the movie? I know you say you're not an actiony person, but let's just say
I can
take away the non-actiony part of the
then
movie.
it takes away the whole movie. There's like nothing.
No, I'm saying to take away the part that you don't like actiony movies.
Overall,
Like just the story, I guess.
The storyline was okay.
What a hater.
It had a plot hole in it. Like I don't know.
What? Because she didn't go to freaking. She was 16. Didn't go to.
That's a big deal. Because what foster parent's gonna let her train at a boxing gym while? But she's obviously needing to. Anyway, I support IMDb's rating. I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
Wow.
They're getting it because Jason Mimosa. Good job, people.
What? Because he died
casting.
in the movie?
Good casting. No, because he's hot as hell.
Oh, that's the only reason why I got a 5.5. Jeez Louise.
He's interesting looking. He's not a pretty boy, even though you probably say he's a pretty boy.
No, he's not a pretty. He's a rough pretty boy.
Rugged man. You can just carry a log on his back.
Probably could.
He probably does.
Probably does. Yeah.
Isn't he? What is he? What is his ethnicity?
I have no idea. He's not Samoan.
I was going to say Samoan.
That's The Rock.
That's The Rock.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what Jason Mimosa is.
Let's look it up really quick. 2 seconds. How would you rate it? You talk.
I mean, I really liked the movie because I was like, when I first saw it, I did not think anything of her being like playing as her dad. Like basically,
He's Hawaiian.
Hawaiian, okay. Her playing as her dad and like doing all that stuff that we thought that he was doing. It was actually her. So I just thought that was like a good twist at the end, and like and I like the fact that she followed through with it too. I'm just
sorry. The cat was looking at something and it freaked me out, and I heard a noise.
It was me. I don't know. I'm fidgety. It was now you made me lose my train of thought. Wow. Anyway, but I'd rate it I would say like an 8 or a 9 to me. I like the movie.
What is it? You have to give it a good rating.
Okay, fine.
Solid number.
Solid number. Let's say it keeps popping up 8, so I'm gonna say an 8.
Like not 8.5, just an 8.
You said a solid number. So.
I did 5.5.
All right, 8.5 then. Oh yeah, because I said 8 or a 9, so 8.5 then.
I'm just sitting here.
I thought it was a really good movie.
It's a good movie. Would I watch it again? Probably not.
I watched it twice already, so.
Because you watched it once and then you're like, you're gonna cry. I did not cry, people.
I never said you're gonna cry. I teared up. Like it's very, very, very sad in the very beginning.
He was really good. He was good at crying. Jason Momoa. He's good at crying. He had good emotions.
He's a freaking good actor.
I like his interesting face. I just want to know what he smells like.
Jesus.
He has to smell something good.
I'm gonna tell Gordon Ramsay.
Don't.
You are cheating on Gordon Ramsay.
Donut.
I am gonna tell him. I'm gonna call him right now and email him.
If I ever have a chance to meet Gordon Ramsay, I would probably pass out.
I'm sure he's at his restaurant sometime. We just got to try to figure out when he's there and go around at a time.
Kind of be a stalker.
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes you got to.
He's on the move, people.
Sometimes you got to be a stalker to get what you want. So if you want to meet him, then that's what you got to do.
Do you realize that's what every stalker does?
Well,
sometimes you got to stalk if you want.
Sometimes you got to stalk, get what you want. So if you want to meet him,
if you're a stalker, don't, because it's creepy.
No, it's awesome. I mean, if you're like a cool stalker that just wants to like meet a celebrity, it's not that bad.
You
But
know,
if you're like,
somebody like broke into Selena Gomez's house once and scared the shit out of her.
well, she needs to have a better security system in her house.
I think we probably have better.
I mean,
security system
isn't
than
she
anyone
like
else.
a multi-millionaire? It's like she should have like bulletproof windows and
I don't really think
all
celebrities
that
have
shit.
some bulletproof windows,
Well,
but that
I
would be dope.
would. If
That
I
would be
was a
dope.
multi-millionaire or billionaire, my house would be
Pimped out.
bulletproof windows. I would have like a safe, like titanium, whatever room in there to like go hide in. Or if the
Panic
place
room.
blows up, like a panic room. There you go. Yeah, panic room.
No, you're good.
I would have like a bomb shelter, unless a panic room can be like a bomb shelter. Like a doomsday thing, doomsday shelter. I would have all that shit in the
I
house.
feel like we're slowly becoming doomsday preppers.
I mean, you have to. You never know what the hell is going to happen, especially with this whole, actual, yeah, the what is it? Russia and Ukraine going on. You don't know what the hell is going to
I
happen.
feel really bad about the Ukraine. It's not the Ukraine. It's just Ukraine. But it's really hard to say Ukraine without putting.
Yeah,
in front of it.
the Ukraine.
I apologize if you're Ukrainian, but my company has a bunch of workers in Ukraine. I had to correct myself. I almost said Ukraine.
You almost messed up again.
In Ukraine, and they have been. I think most of them have been accounted for. There's a couple that are kind of missing right now. I'm laughing because it's just like one of those things you don't really think that you would ever have to say, like one of your coworkers is missing.
Yeah.
So, but it's really heartbreaking, and I'm glad that my company did this huge GoFundMe thing for them. I think we raised over $40,000. Like,
Oh, I heard you talking about that, but I know what you were talking about.
because we want to support our coworkers, and so everybody donated a shit ton of money, and so. And
Wow.
a lot of people have donated their rewards to go to Ukraine. So, anyway, so anything can happen, and that's just what's really depressing. And I'd like want, please stop the world. I want to get off, kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean,
That got serious.
Yeah, a little serious. Well, sometimes that happens on a good show.
Anyway, so that was a good movie. It was not something I would watch again. 5.5.
8.5 for me. I would watch it again because I've already have. So
Already did. So.
already did, have did,
Diddly do.
diddly have.
All right. So, any other things that you want to talk about the movie, or should we transition into our topic of the week?
No, we can go to the topic.
Sweet. So I dated a lot. Not like it sounds really bad. I'm not a whore. I dated a lot. I went on dates with people, and damn, people are weird. I just don't understand. I just don't understand it sometimes when people talk and the things that come out of their mouth. I just try to be the nicest person I can and just hope the date ends quickly. I almost walked out on one date.
Well, explain. Elaborate.
So one of the bad dates I went on, I was on one of the apps. I don't remember because I had so many of them when I was single. And I matched up with this guy. He seemed okay. He was older. He had his life together. So I was like, all right, I'll go on a date with this dude and see how it goes. I mean, you never know. So we go to, I think, Texas Roadhouse or something. And I order a salad. And then he orders this huge-ass steak. And it was not going great. He was kind of rude. And he kept on saying, well, if I'm going to pay for it, you have to come back with me, kind of stuff. And
Jesus.
I said, I did not anticipate you paying for me. I was going to pay for myself. And he was like, oh, no, it's okay. Like, I'll pay for it. It's fine. And I'm like, not if you're gonna
act like that about it.
Yeah. So anyway, we got our food, and then we started eating, and it was whatever. And he was like, okay, now I'm going to tell you about like the hair on my nipple. It's really long, and he was talking about it.
What in the world?
And I sit there looking at him. What the fuck? Like, I just was looking around, and the waitress saw me, and he went to the bathroom, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, this is just a really bad date. And she said, oh, yeah, it seems like it, because he was a dick to her. And so that was the date I was about to get up on, because he wouldn't shut up about his like gross nipples. And
Wow.
I said, either you're going to stop talking about it or I'm leaving right now. And he just was like, okay, fine, okay, you don't have to be like that. And I'm like, on a first date, you're not showing up. And so at the end of the date, I didn't touch him. I didn't handshake him. I didn't give him a hug or anything. Because usually at the end of a date, even though it's bad, you just give a hug and you're like, okay, bye.
Toodles.
I'll talk to you soon. Never
Talk to you
again.
never.
We got outside and I said bye. And he was like, so you're going to come back to my place? I paid. And I was like, fuck you, no. And he's, yeah, that's the deal. You have to come back. I said, no.
That's the deal. You
ran to my
have to
car.
come back?
I ran to my car. He was in a motorcycle. I ran to my car and I drove away as fast as I could. He followed me around. I did loops around places, and then he finally got bored, I guess, or something, and he drove off.
Creepy much.
That was a very scary date, and it was really not fun.
Jeez. So you guys you did eat my other favorite one, the you know what I'm saying?
No, I'll do that one next. You have to do one. It's back and forth.
Oh man. I mean, I haven't really had any
You can tell about fish slips.
I haven't had any bad dates. I mean, it was bad experiences, so
You can tell a bad experience.
so my majorly bad experience. Oh geez, it's pretty bad too. So I was in school. I was in high school at the time, and I would always see this one girl. I would walk past her, and she had this very foul smell to her, and I was I thought it was just the armpits, but it was bad. So anyway, I knew her friend. I was wanted to holler at the friend, but she wanted to talk to my buddy. So I got stuck with the stanky one.
So I think that's called a shield, when your friend gets to hook up with the one that they want, but you have to go with the friend that's
to go with
less
the
desirable.
Way less desirable, not even desirable at all. So anyway, and we it was one of the times where you can do testing things. You get out of school early, so we got out of school. We're at my friend's house, and she was over there with me first, and they were coming later on. So we're kind of acting like we're gonna get into the business, and she's on the bed, and I was like, okay, I don't smell anything. Maybe she showered, maybe she put on deodorant. I was like, okay, well, this is a lot better than when I smell in the hallway. So then, as soon as I take off her britches, I got punched in the face by a stank truck, and it nearly almost knocked me on my ass. It was bad. It was a mixture between a zombie, garbage can or garbage truck, and rotten fish. It was bad. And I got up and I was like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. And she called me a bitch and said I was a little pansy ass and I didn't want to do anything with it. And I was like, yeah, you're right, I don't. But I didn't tell her the reason why. And obviously she had to know. You can smell that shit from anywhere. It literally lit up the whole room.
It lit up
the whole room. If it was dark in there, it would have been light as hell. Or if it was light, it would have been very dark in there. So and her friend got there, and I was I went out in the hallway with her, and I was talking to her, and I was like, hey, what? I just did this, and this, and it smelled really bad. And she's like, yeah, when you walk past her in the hallway, it wasn't her armpits that was smelling like that or her breath. It was her down there. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This whole time, I thought it was pits, and it was that.
Isn't it the responsibility of the teacher to tell the parents, hey, you need to make sure your kid showers? Because that's kind of the teacher's responsibility.
I mean, I would assume so. Because I remember when I was growing up, gym teachers could spank the students. They had permission to do that. So it's by this time I was in junior high or high school. No, I wasn't high school. It was junior high or ninth grade, junior high. And so I don't know if times had changed then, because this is when all that stuff were things were getting on the news about parents spanking their kids or beating their kids, and they were going to jail and all this crap. So I think the rules had changed at this point. So I think the teachers were kind of standoffish about all that stuff. But yeah, that was very, very bad. I mean, luckily I haven't had another experience like that since. I mean, there's been close calls, but not that bad of a smell. But yeah, it was pretty terrible. It was it was just that, who was it? Where were we at? We were somewhere, and The guy was saying that, or at the restaurant,
yeah.
the bartender was talking to us, and he said when he was going to school or something like that, his like a friend of a friend, that she was 17 years old, and she apparently did not wash down there for 17 years.
That's so gross. Everybody, clean your nether region, please.
Yeah, like even if you only do it once a week or something, at least do it sometime. Don't wait 17 years before you do it, because I don't think that smell's ever gonna go away.
It's like it's set in the furniture.
That's gonna stain. That's like a stain on the furniture right there. It's never washing out. Oh, bad.
It's kind of the same thing whenever I go to the bathroom and I smell like a really bad smell. You know, it's not farts or poop. It's like bad vagina smell, and it's so gross. I'm just like, y'all need to fucking scrub down there.
I guess that's another one too. I guess I did have another experience like that, and it was a pretty bad smell too.
All right. So my other bad date, I have a bunch, but it's the ones that stand out that I remember the best. I went on this date with a guy. He seemed pretty nice, like whatever. He just had his car was at the mechanics or something. He didn't have a car, and so I offered to go pick him up, which is totally fine. That it happens. Like sometimes guys just don't have cars. It's fine. It wasn't a big deal. I was really cute. I wore a dress. I don't wear dresses very often, and so I was like, I'm gonna be cute today.
I will be cute.
And so I got to this place. It took me forever to find it because the directions kept on having me go past something, and he's like, if you listen, and I'm like, I don't have to go, dude. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can leave you and not go on the date. He's like, no, you can come. It's okay, I'm sorry. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I finally find him. He comes out, and he's wearing, like, dirty jeans and a, like, wrinkled-ass shirt. It was not cute. And so he got in the car, and we drive, and I instantly hear his accent. We never talked on the phone. We just texted each other via the dating app or whatever. And so he has a Boston accent. So he's from the East Coast. Mm-hmm. And at the end of every fucking sentence, he said, know what I mean?
Know what I'm saying.
Know what I'm saying, sorry. Know what I'm saying? Every single sentence. And I could not.
I wish I could have like a 5-minute conversation that y'all had of him just after everything. You know what I'm saying?
And then, so we get our table, we sit down. I order a burger with bacon on it, and he orders, I don't remember, something stupid. And so I get my burger, and instead of having like slices of bacon, I had bacon bits on it. I took a bite out of it, so it was good. It was still bacon. And I asked the waitress, I was like, yo, was I supposed to have bacon bits on this? And she was like, what?
That's like so embarrassing for her.
I just was like, no, it's fine. I just wanted to check because like it was kind of weird that it was bacon bits instead of like strips of bacon. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She took it. I was really nice about it. I was like, don't worry about it. I'll eat it. It's fine. It tastes good. Mm-hmm. And so she went and got her manager. Her manager came, like 3 people came and apologized to me.
Jeez, I'm that kitchen person got reamed.
And they probably ran out of bacon or something, and that was like the only thing that they had, which was totally fine. It tasted good, so I didn't hate it. And so they comped my meal and my drink because it was a mess up, and they were just like, "You're not paying for that," and I ate it. It was good. So at the end of the dinner, we literally only had to pay for his food and drink, which was what, like it was $20 or something, $20 or $30. Mm-hmm. And he's saying, "Oh, are we gonna split this?" I typically, when on a first date, I always pay for my own meal. Unless somebody's very adamant about paying for it, I usually just pay, just because I'd rather go Dutch and not feel guilty if I never talk to you again. Mm-hmm. And so I just was like, yeah, sure. So I paid like $15 on this stupid.
Gee, are you serious? You actually did it?
Yeah. I just was like, you know what? I would have been paying for my meal and it would have been more expensive. So might as well just pay $15 and I won't feel guilty.
Wow.
Even though I got a comped meal and everything. And so I went and dropped him off. And I mean, overall the date was okay. He wasn't gross. He wasn't rude. Like he wasn't really mean, but he was rude on occasion. But that's just
he asked you to pay for his meal. Yeah,
Anyway,
that's rude.
and so I was just like, okay, bye. Gave him a hug, and he tried to make out with me. I'm like, no, it's okay. And he's like, okay, I'll talk to you later. And I went back home, and I didn't hear from him for like 2 or 3 days. And he was like, so when are we gonna fuck? He texted me that. I told him, I'm like, obviously, I'm really not that into you. Thanks for interesting
the
date.
offer.
And he was like, fuck you, you bitch. And I blocked him. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Cool.
Probably would have did that anyway. Like if y'all did do anything, he probably would have said, "All right, get the fuck out."
Probably
Called you to bitch anyway for no reason. That's crazy. He asked you, your meal got comped, and he asked you to still go Dutch on his meal. That was a broke ass mofo right there.
I don't know.
I mean, you did say it was already a red flag when you say you picked him up and he came out in dirty jeans and a wrinkled shirt.
Yeah.
So, he did not care about the date, and two, I mean, yeah, and two, B, he what was that? He had dirty clothes on, like.
He didn't care about the date.
Yeah, he didn't care about it.
He asked me to come for his.
Yeah, he asked you to come for his meal, so he probably didn't really. I wonder what he did for a living. Do you know?
I don't fuck if I remember. That was years ago.
That's fucking terrible.
That was
well, it's just another bad experience. So, I was dating this one chick that I met through a friend of mine, and she, it was like her birthday, and we're out at her, like a friend get together party thing, and we get back to my place, and she's like hammered drunk, and she kept getting a call, like some random number kept calling, and I was like, she like kind of woke up when the phone rang, and I was like, hey, who's calling you? And she was like, she just went back to sleep, and I was like, okay. And the number kept calling. I was like, hey, they keep calling you. Who is it? And she didn't want to answer the question. I was like, all right, that's a little bit weird. So then she finally ends up waking up. I was like, hey, they keep calling you. So like, who is this? Like, what's going on? Like, it's like 12 a.m. They're like blowing up your phone. She didn't want to answer the question. I was just like, all right, well, something is obviously going on. Like, so you need to let me know what's up, or, we're basically going to be done here. And she still didn't want to answer. So it's like 30 minutes later, we're like sitting here arguing back and forth because she didn't want to answer my question. Then she finally says, oh, it's my weed man. And I'm like, okay, so why couldn't you tell me that in the very beginning? Like, how hard was that? So I was already having like doubts in my head that she's lying to me. So then it turns out that my buddies told me that the ones that was a friend of a friend told me that weed man was her ex-boyfriend. So I was like, oh, so that's the whole reason why she was lying to me. And then on my birthday, so this was like, I can't remember when hers was. So it's like a month later, a few months later, whatever. On my birthday, we go out, we drink, and she gives me like a pool stick and like something else. And she like says that she has to go home for 2 hours to take care of her cat. So I thought it was going to be
2 hours.
I thought it was going to be like because she lived like maybe 15 minutes up the highway. So I thought it was going to be 30 minutes max. Go home, take care of cats, whatever, come back.
Why do you need to take care of cats?
I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm being nice. I was like, okay, whatever. Sure enough, she's gone for like 2 hours. So then I'm like, I calling her, text her, no answer. So I drive over there, I guess it's a little stalkish, but I didn't like knock on her door. I just went over there to see if her car was there. If it wasn't, then I was like, okay, well then something's up. Because I would have seen her going past me on the highway or something like that, or down the street. Because there's really only one way to get there and one way to get back. So her car was there, and I was like, all right, so I guess maybe she just passed out. So I go back home. Sure enough, she comes over, like it was like another 30, 45 minutes later. So it's like almost 3 hours she comes back. And oh yeah, and I find out that she has she works at a restaurant. So, I understand women have bruises on their legs, on the outside to me. But when a woman has a bunch of bruises on the inside of her legs, like kind of up near that region, something is up. Like, there's no way. I mean, okay, like possibly maybe she, like you said, is anemic or something. You can get bruises really easy, whatever. Okay, fine. But there was like multiple. So I was like, that's not right. So we get into an argument when she gets back over there. She ends up passing out. I'm like, whatever. So then I was just kind of fed up with it because I didn't trust her anymore. She was obviously lying to me. So then and her just whole behavior change. So it's like we said in the podcast the other day, if you have like a behavioral change, like something is surely up. She didn't want to like touch me anymore. She didn't want to like really hug me anymore. And then when we actually made it official, there was like no more naughtiness. Like we did it all before we made it official. And after that, it was just like done. So then I was like, yeah, something's up. So I was drunk one night and invited her out. And I was like, if she does the same thing and she like comes over and she like kind of sits far away from me or doesn't really want to like talk to me or touch me, then I'm breaking up with her right then and there. Sure enough, she gets there, same old thing. She was just not really want to talk to me. She didn't want to touch me. She didn't want to hug me. She like leaned up against me with like her shoulder, but she had her arms crossed. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Get the hell out. And broke up with her. Haven't talked to her since.
She gave you your pool stick?
I have two of them. So one of them is my brother's. I don't know which one, but is my brother's, and then it's been in the family for a long time. And the other one, it's like in a newer case. I think, I think that's in the truck too. But she gave me that one. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was funny. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, she bought me that. I don't know how much it cost, but yeah, she got me that.
Well, that's fun. You have like shitty people.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I just have interesting.
I've definitely had my fare of cheaters in my fair share in my relationship.
Roster.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I like that relationship roster, and it was fun. It was fun. You definitely learn, like kind of, signs, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you want something bad enough, you can make a lot of excuses.
And that's what I did, because like with her, I definitely didn't. I was like on a super dry slump, I guess you could say, because like I could not get chicks very easily, like at all. Like couldn't.
You're so cute.
Thank you. That's why we're married, because you think I'm cute and I think you're hot. Love you. I just couldn't pick up chicks easily at all, and I was always basically alone, I guess you could say, hanging out with the boys or whatever like that.
Did you drug me to have me go out with you?
Probably. Nah, it's just so when I, met that person, I was just like, oh, finally I got someone. So like all the signs that I was seeing, were just being ignored. And my friends were trying to tell me like, hey man, like this is going on, this is going on, this is going on. I was like, yeah, right. And she was also yapping in my head too, like, oh, they're just trying to get us to break up. And because I think she knew that I was going to be going to school to get my A&P license and then going to be getting a job at like,
so you were her sugar daddy.
Yeah, I think she was trying to get me to be her sugar daddy because she like worked at a restaurant and she was like, her car was not the best and it was like probably on the verge of breaking down. And she was like, oh, I'm going to be set with this guy. I think that's probably how it went, but I don't know what her intentions were because obviously I can't read minds. But anyway, yeah, it was very short lived. It was maybe like 3 months, 4 months, 6 at the most. I don't really know how long it was because I don't think it was 6 because if it was 6 months or more, I usually consider it like a relationship. But if it's anything less than 6 months, I usually don't consider it just because, it's a new thing. We're married, so yes. And we have 6 animals, so yes. I think we're definitely can't get away from that.
So those stories are interesting. Of course, we probably have a lot more. But
oh yeah, we definitely.
Two is a good enough. I think we're getting time-wise lengthy.
Oh, it's perfect actually.
Great. So, just an update. I forgot to update everybody this week. I got my nose pierced.
Oh yeah, she did.
No,
we got it done yesterday. It looks really, really, really good actually. Like they put a dot on her nose and they're like, so how does that look? And I'm like, I can't fucking tell. It's a dot. I got to see it with a ring in it.
I guess that's kind of my midlife crisis because I just am bored with everything and I just...
Yeah, she wants to change her hair.
But I don't have enough hair to change, so I don't know what to do.
She wants to get more tattoos. She got a nose piercing.
That's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I want to get more tattoos as well. So tattoos are fucking awesome.
But if you don't have any, that's totally okay.
Yeah, if you don't have any, more power to you. But I think tattoos and piercings are awesome.
Because I walk in and this guy's just looking at me trying to explain. I was like, oh, no, I've had a lot of piercings.
Yeah, you're like answering some of his questions or finishing his statements.
I don't have anything in right now because, like, for one of my old jobs, I couldn't wear earrings. I couldn't wear more.
Why don't you put them back in?
I can't find them.
We're just at a tattoo place last night. You could have bought more.
Yeah, I know.
Avi.
Anyway, but I'm going to get hoops, like little hoops, tight hoops, not the big dangly ones that like girls think really cute. I hate those.
I would like to get an industrial again, but I don't know if I ever will.
But I have 4 on each side, 2.
And don't you have piercings up here as
2,
well?
and then I have 1, and then up here.
Mm-hmm. I say, yeah. When I first met you, had like a lot of piercings. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But I'm glad I got my nose done. I was thinking about getting my Maryland done again, but that was a pain in the ass. Like, it never healed.
Well, you also don't want to get infected again. You're just going to go do the same shit that you did before anyway.
Like hell. So I'm thinking about not doing... I was thinking about doing the middle thing here after I get done with my aligners. Mm-hmm. That'd be cute.
I mean, definitely more piercings are awesome. So whatever you want to get, I support.
So that was my update for the week. That was fun. My nose hurts. I keep on rubbing it because I forget.
Yeah, she was in so much pain yesterday. We're like playing a little beer pong last night, and she like rubbed her face, like her whole face from like forehead down, and just backhand her nose basically. And she was just like, "Oh, son of a bitch, so much pain!" Like hitting her hand on the wall, like softly.
I like our friend was sitting there saying, You made it. Why are you so angry?"
Oh yeah. She made the cup and she was just like, "Fuck, damn, shit." And he's like, "What is going on? You made it. Like, calm down." And she's like, "I hit my nose piercing." That shit was hilarious. I mean, I wasn't laughing just because I know how much
you
pain.
were laughing because
Well, because I didn't know. Like at first, I thought you were just like, I don't know. But then I saw you said you hit your nose. And I was like, ooh.
I swear, I thought it was going to start bleeding. Anyway, that is the update for this week. So just a thing, please check out our website. We have a lot of fun things on there. You get to see who we are, what we look like, all our animals, because obviously they're super cute. Mm-hmm. InForTheNightPodcast.com is where you can go. If you want to send us an email about your bad dates, that would be fun too.
Definitely do. We can
anything
share them
that's
next
really,
time,
really good.
if you want us to.
Anything that's really, really good, we might share next week if we see any. Getting a few emails here. It's okay. That's pretty good.
Good start. We would like to get more, so definitely more listeners would be great. So
share and rate, please. Share and rate. And also, we do have Patreon. If you are interested and you like the show and you want to help us grow, please go there. There's different tiers you can adhere to. We will start doing live videos and adding them to Facebook. That's a private Facebook group we have if you donate, starting at $1. So if you donate $1 a month, you will get that Facebook group and we can do videos. And then maybe once a month, we're thinking about doing the Q&A section.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we can do a Facebook Live and you can ask questions of us and we can do that. Anyway, so from there, please just take a look at our website. At least I worked really hard on it. I'm not a web designer.
She did, and it looks freaking great.
I need you to validate me, damn it. I need that in a shirt. I need
need you to validate me, damn it.
Anyway, so please go to the website. You can email us there as well. There's like a little contact us, and then it pulls up. I tested it. It was really fun. I didn't think it would work, but it did.
Oh, I'm glad it did.
And so you just put your message in there, and then it goes to the email address, which is
nice.
Technology School.
So it's super easy.
So next week, I get to choose a movie. You get to do the topic. My movie is one of my all-time favorites. It is a horror movie. We're bringing that in now. Mm-hmm. Can you guess what it is?
No. The Conjuring?
No.
Okay. No.
I just watched that, so I was like, I don't want to watch The Conjuring just yet again. Cabin in the Woods.
Ooh, good one.
Good one. It has twists, turns. It's interesting. It's horror-y. I love it.
That's going to be a good one.
That is a good one. So that is my movie for next week. So everybody, if you want to be on topic with us and want to kick back and grab a drink and listen to us talk about a movie, and then you can probably put your own dialogue in, but we won't hear it. So, it doesn't matter. So that's the movie. What is your topic of choice?
And topic will be, I think it would be a good, interesting topic, is Marvel versus DC.
Marvel versus DC.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of go everywhere in between, like who would win, if certain people fought each other, or just who do y'all think is better, Marvel or DC, or just kind of just broad spectrum on that one. So it can go a lot of different ways. So that's the movie and the topic for next week. Super excited about it. And I hope y'all get a chance to watch Cabin in the Woods and think about your Marvel DC experiences or questions or fights or whatever, and just let us know.
Yes, I'm super excited. So this is going to be really fun. Also, just another thing, please share with your friends. Tell them about us. We're getting better as we go. And I know we do need to fix things. I know we both say like a lot. I try to take out as many as I can.
Right.
But we're trying.
Getting better.
Slowly but surely. Share us with your friends. Please rate, review. Go to the website. Validate me, please. And thank you. Other than that, I hope y'all have a great week. And I hope we gave you an excuse to just stay in for the night.
Have a good night. See you next week. Peace out.